afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second game of the day at Republic Bank Field. This game will be played between the Siena Heights Saints and the U Pike Bears. Quickly read the starting lineups for these two teams. First for the Bears, number 1, Kylie Maynard. Number 7, Elizabeth Lukens. Number 9, Kiera Bailey. Number 10, Maya Holmes. Number 11, Alex Herder. Number 12, Raquel Tibbs. Number 16, Bianca Ostlund. Number 20, Jace Buckner. Number 22, Lauren Din. Number 25, Anya Webb. And number 26, Keisha Larson. Now for the Saints of Siena Heights. Number 3, Erin Tyson. Number 4, Emily Broman. Number 6, Mackenzie Stenzel. Number 8, Olivia Emmert. Number 10, Allie Valesico. Number 17, Hannah Moning. Number 22, Marissa Young. Number 26, Sarah Ammon. Number 29, Ashley Kreitzer. Number 33, Isabel Remar. And number 99, Rachel Lynch. Let's play some NAIA soccer.
So how was work?
It was 1,300 hours. My math class from 302 was in the trenches. Davy Roth had it the worst. Fractions were coming at him left and right. He just didn't get the damn things.
2 days ago, I tried to teach him what 1/4 of 1/2 was using different sizes of blocks.
Yesterday, I tried again by dividing up pizza. Both missions failed.
Oh no.
But today, I was ready. I created a combat math game where the only way to beat the enemy is to out-fraction them. Davy conquered every last denominator.
My game was so successful, the principal is deploying it to math squadrons all over the school. Anywho, how was your day?
Oh, today my boss treated the office to salad wraps.
Salad wraps.
I know.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second part of the broadcast. It is the Siena Heights Saints taking on the U Pike Bears at Republic Bank Field. Both of these teams looking for a nice bounce-back win to cap off this Saints Sunday of soccer. It was the Thomas More Saints who ended up beating Madonna in Game 1 by a score of 1-0. A late goal ended up boosting Thomas More to their third win of the year. And now we get the Saints of Siena Heights and the U Pike Bears doing battle. My broadcast partner for today, Michael Pagano, someone who's very familiar, of course, with the University of Pikeville, but now we've got him up here at Thomas More University, and for that we are very thankful. And, Michael, they're looking for a big rebound after starting the year 3-0 as that header is blasted well over the keeper.
Yeah, right off the bat, they get a corner to Siena Heights. Emily Broman sent it in. I believe it went off the head of Marissa Young. And so that is where we stand right now. But, yes, the Bears are going to be looking to come back. They, like you said, started off 3-0, but Had a tough loss against Madonna the other day, but we'll see what they're able to do against Siena Heights.
And after you start the year 3-0 and then lose like they did to Madonna by way of 4-0, obviously you're going to be licking your wounds a little bit, have to make sure that you bounce back quickly against another very formidable Michigan opponent. Siena Heights on the year. They're looking for their first win. They had a tough loss against Thomas More, who's proved to be the class of the field this weekend. They ended up going up, but then losing 2-1 to the Saints of Thomas More University. And they're going to try to beat UPike, get their first win of the year, and head back to Adrian, Michigan happy.
But yeah, right. I'm glad that we were able to get things going right away. 15 minutes after game one, we are already started with game two.
I'm all for that, my friend. I am all for that. Here's now a chance for Pikeville that's snuffed out easily by the Siena Heights Saints. Game 2 of the weekend, game 5 overall here at Republic Bank Field as far as soccer is concerned. Had 2 on Friday night, 1 on Saturday afternoon, and then they had 2 today on this Labor Day weekend. Tough check near the goalie box, but didn't seem like anything too malicious. A foul will be called, and I believe this will create a free kick opportunity, a very close free kick opportunity for Siena Heights, as they're going to send Ali Belisico, I believe, to take this one. We'll get confirmation real quick. Quick peek through the binocular. Still hard to tell from this angle. I believe it is Belisico. Belisico's free kick. Nice set piece. Oh, she laid it up perfectly for her teammates. They just couldn't quite jump high enough to nail that header and put it into the back of the net. UPike going to take over. Got a throw in coming. Siena Heights today wearing their seemingly navy blue uniforms with the yellow or gold stripe down the side. UPike, they are wearing their...
Hey, they're just stripes.
It's a mess. It is a white uniform with orange stripes and black letters behind the stripes. It looks like one of those like colorblind vision tests that you have to do from up here. But thankfully, those dark letters are good. Like they're dark enough that they don't quite blend in. There's a lot going on there. UPike, maybe with a change of kit, can have a change of fortune against this Michigan team. Ball goes out of play. Will it be a corner? It will be. So Siena Heights looking to pepper the keeper a bit more. For Siena Heights, Emily Broman going to be the one to take another corner kick, her second already of the game. We're not even 5 minutes in.
Yeah, the Siena Heights definitely off to a quick start here, as they are, like you said, able to get another corner very quickly into this one. Already 5 minutes in, very quick 5 minutes. We started this game a bit late due to the length of the Saints game. Well, I guess Siena Heights is the Saints, so the Thomas More game.
But still running right on schedule. In my calendar, I had this game starting at 3. So in my mind, we're actually 42 minutes early. So I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, there was a change. It was originally going to be a 1 and 3. It was going to be 1 for Madonna and TMU, and then it was going to be a 3 o'clock game, like you said, here between UPike and Siena Heights, but there was a change at some point made. I want to say Riley Collette checks in for UPike. Can't tell for sure. It'd be number 2 if that was who it was. I can't see.
And the uniforms do not help. Maybe it's, I'm not sure if it's is it an old school look that they were going for? It is what it is. If they're winning, that's all that matters. Doesn't really matter what you're looking like.
It was indeed Riley Collette who checked in for UPike.
And UPike so far has done a lot of winning. Saved their last time out. We'll see if that was a forgivable loss or something to worry about for the time being. Also a change of keeper for U-Pike. Last game they had Millie Canard in goal. Now Elizabeth Lukens. Senior from up here, actually, in northern Kentucky. Out of Bellevue, right on the Ohio River. Cute little town. I like Bellevue quite a bit. Michael, have you had time ever to explore down in that area, just a little down the river from Newport?
I know I'm not far. I'm in Fort Thomas.
Oh, you are
so
very close.
I know.
Then, yeah.
I know Bellevue. I know I get off the exit that is Fort Thomas and Bellevue. So yes, I know I'm close. I'm sure I've actually been in the city and just didn't realize I was in Bellevue.
Sure, getting down toward the river just a little bit. I guess east of Newport. As that ball is going to be saved by the aforementioned Lukens. But a nice little area. I enjoy a nice Sunday morning. Getting up. Maybe if I'm a big Sunday night mass guy. Thomas More has a great Sunday night mass here on campus. But you wake up Sunday morning, maybe go to church, want some breakfast, get some brunch. There's some places in Bellevue. They are so good it'll make your head spin. Bellevue Bistro, that's one that I truly have come to. I really enjoyed going there. Haven't been there in a while, but man, it's one of those places you just never quite forget. Siena Heights ends up winning that battle, but U-Pike will keep the ball down on this side of the field. A volley forward, a short skip, and the keeper for Siena Heights, Rachel Lynn, zooms in and makes the play.
Yeah, it was pretty physical down there near the box. I thought they might get a foul call that would have been on U-Pike, I do believe. It gave U-Pike an opportunity to potentially get a shot off, but nonetheless, nothing really doing for the Bears.
Now heading down the left side, Siena Heights' Emily Broman going to give chase, but watches it go out of play for a throw-in for the Bears. Weather has cleared up a little bit here at Thomas More University. Started off very cloudy in the morning. A little bit of rain even earlier on in the day, but thankfully the big stuff, the heavy stuff, the rain, stayed away for the most part.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about earlier that the rugby team was in action last night, but unfortunately, due to all the rain, they got started with their, I believe it is their B side of the match. They got started, but they never even got to the A side because it got canceled because of all the rain and all of the lightning. I believe they would play through the rain. I'm not 100% sure on that, but they were not able to play through all the lightning. It was a very nasty night.
Another long ball forward, maybe something for Siena Heights to munch on, but nope, nothing. Not going to be able to feast yet as Lukens comes up and ends up securing the ball. Now U-Pike, a chance to counter. Crossed away. Good job by Siena Heights to stay calm even in the face of a counterattack. They're going to keep this game at 0-0. Now Webb to give chase. Little hesitation step. Watches it go out of play. Scratch, that's Brickell Tibbs. Ball's out of play. Bailey to toss in. Siena Heights going to get it back. Whistles blow, foul called. Free kick coming up. Aaron Tyson was the one who had that taken away from her a little too aggressively. fouls. No need to rush this early in the game as Siena Heights Stenzel sends down another long ball intended for one of her members of the attacking third of the Saints.
Yeah, Siena Heights had a few chances early in this one, a couple corner kicks, but ever since then, nothing really doing. The Bears had a potential opportunity, didn't really get necessarily a shot off. They tried to send a cross in, but never quite got a good look at the goal. If you're just joining us, we had a heck of a game in game number 1 here between Thomas More and Madonna. I believe it was the 87th minute. Ainsley Clark scored her second goal of the weekend. Ended up being the game winner for the Saints as they moved to 3-0-1 so far this season.
Now, early in this game, kind of hard to tell how this one's going to shake up. You've got Siena Heights, who hasn't really found a way to get wins this year, as there's a set piece crossed in. Webb able to get up and able to head it away. Danger still here as Broman will pass back, and we've got a foul called, or no, offside. Broman was just a little ahead of the back line of defenders for U-Pike, and they will give it right back to the Bears. Excellent touches for Siena Heights as they'll work to cross in. I'm able to jump in front of that pass and knock it away.
Thought for a second there it might be a handball on her, but apparently she didn't touch it with her hands.
No.
She kind of rolled over it, but didn't get a hand on it.
Work by Alex Herder to work it away. Good chance for Siena Heights, but it's going to be picked up by Lukens of U-Pike. Now Tibbs will have it ricochet back to her teammates. Tough moment as Lukens has to race forward and take care of business. Creeping in very quickly was Marissa Young. Long volley forward, just whiffing at that one was Anya Webb. Young going to take a hard tackle. That's going to get the officials' whistle. And are they signaling for a penalty kick?
It sure looks like it.
Wow, I thought that was awfully close to not being in the box, but the officials say otherwise.
I believe they're going to get Jace Buchner on that one as we're going to stop the clock. So I believe Buchner was the one on the foul. We're going to get a PK for Siena Heights, so a great opportunity early on for the Saints. Great, great, great opportunity. As it looks like it's going to be number 22, Marissa Young.
Lucan. Lucan's just making sure she's set and centered. Here comes the penalty kick. Up and in. Siena Heights takes a 1-0 lead over the Bears of U-Pike. Here in the 16th minute of play, Bears finding themselves in a little bit of hot water now as they've conceded 5 straight goals in this Saints Classic. It's second time they've had a penalty kick go against them. Now opponents are 1 for 2, but then again yesterday, if you remember during the Madonna game, Kanad was able to get the save, but on the rebound, Vittoria Sia was able to punch it in. Tyson and Broman have checked out for, or excuse me, only Tyson has checked out for Siena Heights. And checking in will be Parker Cheney.
Yeah, tough break for the Bears there as they, like you said, it was close to the box. We weren't 100% sure if it was going to be inside of the box, and the officials say so, and we got our first PK of the game, and it was successful. Or first PK of the day, really. We thought there was a couple that were close in the Thomas More game.
There's offsides called on Siena Heights. Substitution coming in now for U-Pike. Or maybe it was just Riley Collette going over and having a talking to with her coach. Another chance for Siena Heights as they're going to have a corner kick over on the left side.
Yeah, that was Parker Cheney there who tried to cross it in there off of a Bear, and then, like you said, a corner kick. We've seen Broman take them so far. We'll see if she tries to take it again here. Couple Saints going over there. Cheney's one of them. I can't tell the other number.
Very soft take. As a good try on the keeper will be batted away. Isabel Raymer out of Lowell, Michigan.
Yeah.
To take it.
My bad, Nate. But, yeah, it was Raymer was the one who had the goal on Friday night for the Saints. Against the Saints of Thomas More. I believe she had a header, if I'm not mistaken.
Now they'll try it again. Quick sub on for Siena Heights. As in for the first time today, Gia Diaz out of Valparaiso, Indiana. Raymer, pretty good strike on the ball. Danger still present. But well won by Alex Herder. She's got a full head of steam, and she's trying to put some distance between her and her opponents. Able to weave around defenders. Eventually loses it down in Saints territory.
Yeah, Herder tried to do that all by herself there because she didn't really have any of her teammates around her, and unfortunately, like you said, had it taken away from her, but a good job trying to make something happen for the Bears there.
Cheney with the throw in. Now Moaning. Moving up to Blesico. Cross in. Oh, this one's awfully close, but Lukens able to originally touch it, and then it squirts away. Good work by the U-Pike defense to kick away the soccer ball before it went into the net. However, this should spell a corner kick for Siena Heights.
Yeah, and it is. It's going to be Broman on the far side of the field. Like you said, some great defense. Good job by Lukens. Able to get it out of there, but we'll see what Siena Heights can do. They've gone really short on their last two corners, but Broman, we've seen her send it into the box on her two, and that's what she's going to do here.
Corner looks to be a good one. Lukens gets aggressive and goes and punches it away. Danger still there as now a cross goes a little wide. I guess that would have been a shot taken by Raymer, just not very well aimed, considering she didn't even take a touch.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be Ellie Webb coming in for the Bears, and Kylie Maynard's going to check out. Very interesting, well, not interesting, very cool moment last year as Ellie Webb, I believe it was Ellie Webb who scored the goal. Pikeville was playing Freed Hardeman, and her sister Emily Webb is also on the team. And Emily Webb sent a long ball down the field, and Ellie came up on it and ended up scoring a goal. So it was sister to sister on the goal against Freed Hardeman, and then the Bears were able to end up winning that game. So
it's a big win over Freed Hardeman, the Lions. They can put forth some decent teams. Yeah, Ellie Webb yet to see her in this game, but there are a number of girls from Louisa, Kentucky, out of Lawrence County High School that went to U-Pike, or that have headed there to play soccer. Louisa, Kentucky, for all of you who aren't familiar, that's way east. It's in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, out on the Big Sandy River. It's right on the border of West Virginia. That is coal country, my friend. Way out there in the 606, Tug Valley and all that.
yeah, Pikeville and Louisa, about as far east as you can get in Kentucky. Right on the edge of the state, pretty much.
This is notable people from there. Tyler Childers is a folk singer, country singer, Americana singer, whatever you want to call him. I like Tyler Childers' music. Are you a fan? I mean, you had to have been at least introduced to that, right? As that ball is volleyed on and then cleared away by U-Pike.
I actually did not know that. I did not know Tyler Childers. I know that my boss, who might be, or my former boss, I guess, who might be listening in right now, Alec Morgan, I believe he is a big Tyler Childers fan. He is a huge country fan in general. So I'm pretty sure we heard some Tyler Childers in the office last year at some point.
I would think, out there especially. But, yeah, that's where he was born, I guess, out in Lawrence County.
And now that you're saying that, I feel like I had to have heard that at some point, and it just didn't. I just blanked on it. But, yeah, definitely is cool, though, for sure.
Actually went to college with his wife. Fun fact. Not really that fun of fact. I didn't know her very well, but good old Berea College. But, yeah, these NAI schools in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, a lot of interesting little stories and people that have attended over these years. And Thomas More being the northernmost small school in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Certainly have been doing a good job of putting on a fine soccer weekend as Siena Heights is trying to cap it off with a victory.
Got several subs, 3 for Siena Heights, and I want to say that is Kylie Gollahue who's checking in for U-Pike.
Yeah, a little change, a couple of changes at least in the Bears lineup from 2 days ago to today. Seems like Coach Logan Langseth, first year, first 4 games or so with his team. Yeah, you want to try some new things, figure things out. I'm sure he's happy the way they started the season, but they want to keep building momentum because, as we talked a little about in the first game, this Mid-South Conference that both U-Pike and Thomas More are a part of is a very unforgiving place to play soccer, basketball, football, basically any sport.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very, very solid. Even, volleyball as well is solid. But, yeah, we were talking about it earlier. The national championship winning UT Southern Firehawks are in the conference. Lindsey Wilson's always solid. Cumberland's always solid. Campbellsville's always solid. Georgetown. Really anybody you put up in the conference is going to be able to compete with just about anybody. But as we figured out this weekend, the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference is also very solid.
Certainly are. The Midwest, well represented. And I'm getting a chance to see a number of those teams that I hope can come back again next year. We can make this an ongoing thing.
Another team from that conference I know Thomas will be playing later on in the season is going to be at Indiana Tech. As they are, I know they are very solid in a lot of sports. Got the opportunity to go to Alabama this, I guess it would have been not quite at the end of May for the NAIA National Championships. I'm blank. Gulf Shores, Alabama, and Indiana Tech's men's team. Actually, no. I think they're either way, both their men's and women's teams did not win the national championship, but it were either runner-up, third, very close to winning. I know their track programs are very, very, very solid.
There's a kick wide right for Siena Heights, and Maddie Morris just put a little too much on it. Yeah, down there in Gulf Shores or Foley, Alabama, maybe is where the official play is for the NAIA National Tournament. There's a place, and I've talked about it before on these broadcasts, but there's a place called Lambert's Cafe. Okay, so next time you end up going down in that area, or there are also ones in Missouri, just south of Illinois, and if you go there, Lambert's Cafe, they're famous for their throwed rolls. Are you familiar with the thrown roll?
I am not.
Okay, so it's a big barn-looking place, huge restaurant. Line usually out the door. You order your food. That's all good. You get your drink. They bring it to you in these big water jugs. Basically, is what they give to you. You're basically drinking out of a pitcher when you go there. Here's a chip in and caught by Lukens. Still no real threat on the keeper. Save the penalty kick because we've got 18 minutes to go in half number one. But when you go there, there are individuals that are coming around with a bread basket. And this bread basket, which is really more like a bread cart, I should really say. I feel like saying or calling it a basket is almost underhyping it. But they walk around with these big carts, and when you want to roll, you just kind of raise your hand or you call out for a dinner roll, and they pop one out. It's very, very warm from just coming out of the oven as Lukens again able to pick up the ball. And from 30 feet away, they point to you and they will fire a dinner roll all across the restaurant. If it falls on the floor, no problem. They've got more ammo. They just continue to throw you rolls until you catch one, and then you enjoy. On top of that, they got people that walk around with all sorts of good southern fixins, black-eyed peas, fried okra, you name it. They've got a lot of great food. So if you're in the mood for throwed rolls or having your food thrown at you, Lambert's a great place to go. And on top of that, it was, for the amount of food that you get, it's a great value, a great experience, and a great place to go. So if you do go to Foley ever again or Gulf Shores, that's a place you may want to look into going.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I did not know that. That is very cool. One thing I did get to do while I was there was eat some gator. I'd never had gator before. We had gator bites one of the nights, and that was very interesting. I feel like there was another interesting food option that we had at one night that I can't think of right off the top of my head, but it's a lot of fun. We had to do axe throwing, had an escape room, all kinds of stuff.
Had all sorts of activities going on. That long free kick is essentially squandered by U-Pike as they'll look to get it back. Siena Heights enjoying this 1-0 lead in half number one. About 15 minutes to go in this first stanza of game two. Yeah, Gator's an interesting meat. I'm a fan of Gator, and there are a couple places around Cincinnati that you can go to that serve decent Gator bites. I know the Swampwater Grill is one of them. That's down on the eastern. They're all kind of on the eastern side, I've noticed, all the good Cajun spots. And when I say the eastern side, I mean like down near the river, which I guess makes sense. It's more of a, if you can have a Cajun feel, as another pickup by the keeper for U-Pike is brought in nicely. But yeah, you can definitely get gator around here even. It's probably not as fresh as what you're getting, of course, down on the Gulf. But a nice meat. Have you ever been to Jungle Gyms? That's the next question that I've got for you.
Where is that at?
Jungle Gyms. There are 2 locations in the greater Cincinnati area. There's one in Eastgate, which is just if you take 275 here from Thomas More and you just go east, you will make it to Eastgate. There used to be a mall there. There's not really much anymore. But there's one there, and then there's one north of town in Fairfield, and it's an international market. And I love going there. I spend way too much money every time I go, but they've got great selections of very strange things that you really can't find, I would say, anywhere else in the area. So the last time I went, this was a couple weeks ago. You're going to love this. And for all of you that are listening, and maybe next time you all are in Cincinnati, maybe if your team comes back next year and you come down and you want to explore the area, they had Saturday off, as this is maybe another try for Siena Heights. Yes, that's in. Are they going to blow the offside whistle? They will. Oh, that was awfully close. So no goal. U-Pike getting away with a little bit of a mishap.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been an own goal on U-Pike had that stood. But yeah, they did get off with a lucky break there. But like you said, I have heard of Jungle Gyms.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you finish your story, but I have heard of Jungle Gyms. Certainly never been there. There is a North Shore Market in Columbus that I have been to that is very similar, where they basically have foods from all around the world, and it's very, very good. I mean, wouldn't consider myself a picky eater, but I certainly am not one to try a ton of new things without being a little bit weary of it.
Oh, that's fair. You can be weary. I'm of the ilk that it can only kill you once. So I'll try anything once, at least as far as food is concerned. And yeah, when I went, they have this cooler or a fridge or a freezer basically of exotic meats from around the world. And I picked up 3 this past 2 weeks ago, I guess, and I've been able to whip up a couple of dishes. I got some ground camel, some camel meat.
Oh wow!
Would you be weary of that if I whip something up like that, like tacos or something along those lines?
I feel like I could handle it if it's like meat, but it's like the non-meat things that I'm a little bit more iffy about.
Okay, because these were all meat based at least. Because the ground camel, I mean, it's basically like ground beef. If I told you it was beef, you probably would believe me. The way it's seasoned, the way it's cooked up, and I actually, it's probably my favorite out of the 3. Also got some wild boar medallions when I was there, which isn't too crazy, right? It's wild boar, so it's supposed to be it's definitely a little different from just getting like a farmed pig. But I thought those were pretty good. And then the piece de resistance, if you will, was the octopus that I was able to purchase.
I did see that when I was at the North Shore Market, and they had eyes on it, and I was like, ooh, I don't know about that.
Thankfully, mine did not have that. Mine were at least not quite prepared. They were frozen, so I was able to go through the unthawing and blanching process, and it was fun to cook. I was able to fry them up. If you got an air fryer, I would highly recommend it. I feel like I could really have done a better job with the dish had it been more fresh. So maybe I have to go up to the North Shore Market up in Columbus to find it. But yeah, nice little place, Jungle Gyms. And if you guys are in the area to check that out, heck, they ought to sponsor us the way I'm talking about them. I'll leave that up to you, though. I'll leave that up to the Sports Information Department to go after and get some local goodies for me to talk about and get paid for. Foul called on Siena Heights. Got under 11 to go in the first half. Webb with a nice long ball forward. It's going to ricochet off of a couple of Saints. And an easy roll up to the keeper in Rachel Lynch. U-Pike with another free kick coming. they've had some opportunities, Mike, just not quite enough to find the net and equalize.
Yeah, they certainly have. I mean, they definitely. I mean, they have the ball right now, and they've certainly had some chances to get some good looks, but nothing I would say super duper threatening yet. But they are certainly heading in that direction.
Halftime will be about a 15-minute break. We'll be back for the final half of the day, final half of the weekend of soccer. No, we're going to have a booking. See if they stop the clock. They will. And a yellow card has been issued. Was that Ostland who ended up getting booked for that? I think so. Was it Bianca Ostland out of Salzbo, Sweden? Salzjöbo, Sweden? Is that the name? I've been struggling with this. But by the time that UPike comes back to actually take on Thomas More, I will do what I can to get Salzjöbo, Sweden. At least get that pronunciation and maybe some fun facts even. All capped off.
So I'm looking at the stats here, and for now it is Siena Heights has 7 shots, 5 on goal, and the Bears have 1 shot with it being on goal. 5 corners for the Saints.
Saints, of course, not able to capitalize on any of those corners, but they did have a penalty kick, and that's the difference maker here so far. Marissa Young, senior out of Genoa, Ohio. UPike with a pretty good look, but I think the offside flag is going to be waved. 8:30 left to play.
Yeah, it's been a relatively quick first half. Only had the clock have to stop twice after the goal, and then with the not with the red card, the yellow card. So there's been a lot of fouls called so far in this game compared to the other game. Of course, we have a different official in the middle so far. We had the woman on the far side in the middle in the first game, and she let him play a little bit more. But here in the second game, they're calling a few more fouls than they were in game 1.
I'm all good with that. Hard, though, sometimes for teams to get into a rhythm when the whistle's being blown so often, especially offensively. So we've got another low-scoring affair. Only 2 goals we've seen all day long on this Sunday of soccer.
One sport I'm not sure if you've ever broadcasted it or not is field hockey. That is where the whistle blows a ton. And, I don't know how anybody gets into a rhythm in field hockey because the whistle's blowing all the time because anything you do, they count it as an infraction, and you're just anything. Like if you touch it with the back end of your stick instead of the front end of your stick, you touch the ball, anything. It's crazy.
I have not. Does the clock stop every time the whistle's blown?
I don't believe the clock stops, but it's just it's over and over and over and over again. The clock, or not the clock, but there's just so many whistle blow.
Yeah, I have not had I don't think I've ever had the pleasure, if I can call it that, of working a field hockey game.
Yeah, it's an
day.
Interesting sport. I worked as a grad assistant at Messiah University for 2 years in Grantham, Pennsylvania. Grantham, Mechanicsburg, PA, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
Yeah, and so they got a really solid field hockey team there at Messiah, and I got there my first year having never, ever seen a field hockey game my whole entire life. The only thing I'd ever heard about field hockey was that my mom played field hockey. I don't know if she played I think she would have just played in high school. But anyways, they had a field hockey team, and lo and behold, despite not knowing a whole lot about field hockey, who but Michael Pagano is the one that ends up on the broadcast. And it was fun. I mean, that ended up being one of my favorite sports to call. So, interesting sport, though, for sure. It took a little bit of time for me to understand it.
One of the few sports I don't believe Thomas More offers. They do have a pretty good lacrosse program that's on the rise. Got men's lacrosse coming up as well. Will that be? They'll be making their inaugural season in the spring, correct?
Yes, they will be. And that's another sport that I do enjoy calling is men's and women's lacrosse. Didn't realize how much of a difference there was until I had to start broadcasting them. There's a massive difference between the two sports.
Pretty solid cross in, but right at the keeper. 5.5 to go in half number 1. Yeah, Lukens, you can't be too disappointed with her effort so far in this match. Been able to keep this at a 1-0 game. However, she does have a goal scored against her via a penalty kick.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, there's only so much you can do on a PK. I know that is one of the, if not the hardest thing to defend in soccer. In fact, it probably is the hardest thing to defend in soccer. I mean, it's just unfortunate.
Just you and the other guy. You know, no defenders, no help. You have to be staying still.
You just got to
no
guess
momentum.
which side.
Yeah, basically that. And I'm sure we oversimplify a lot of things up here in the broadcast booth. But, as a matter of sometimes some keepers try not to overthink, because when you overthink, that's when you freeze or you're not able to move far enough left or right. I know there have been a few rule changes recently in years about how keepers basically their feet have to be on the line. That's one of the rules. At least one foot has to be on the line. Secondly, they can't touch any part of the goal, which seems to make sense. So you can't touch the pipes, you can't touch the net, you can't touch the crossbar, nothing. And I would think that in the past there may have been a spot where, a keeper jumps up and smacks or moves the net. And maybe that shifts things around a little bit. And then, if you miss the PK by just a hair, maybe there was some doubt in what the keeper was doing, and so those rules have been enacted. And I haven't seen many keepers ever in my lifetime of broadcast or even watching soccer mess with the goal, but that rule is now fully in force. Also, really haven't had a chance to talk about overtime yet in the NAIA or the NCAA. Overtime rules in, I know Division I have they've gone away with overtime. So it is more, I suppose, it's to match international play, I think, is one of the positives of getting rid of overtime. Second thing is, too, and I think this is definitely the most important, it's a matter of making sure that the athletes are taken care of, because, Michael, if you play a full overtime period of, 30 minutes or so, or 20 minutes or so, that's a whole extra almost third of a game that you have to play. And then you turn around and do it all over again? It can wear and tear athletes down. And I really like seeing that from the top as far as that rule change is concerned. Now, whether or not that is in the NAIA rule books, I have done research. I have looked. I cannot find any legislation that states that the rules have changed, but I've also seen things that have hinted that the rules did change. It's very strange. I wish there was a little more a clear communication, at least from the NAI on that, but it's possible I also could be just missing. I could just be not looking in the right place. More often than not, I'm the one that's in the wrong, so I will gladly accept that. Still, though, something kind of cool that Thomas More they work forward into their NCAA. They make their transition into Division II. Those rules and the differences may come up from time to time. Here's a chance for Siena Heights. Can they score? No. A good late tackle, sliding in and keeping that ball off the foot of Lily Tiplady out of Canton, Michigan.
So first of all, that was a beautiful pass. That was number 30, Riley Henkel. But then that was an even better slide tackle by, can't quite tell the number there for Pikeville.
Those uniforms, man. That's
If I had to take a guess, it might be Oslin. I can't tell. But either way, that was good because, like you said, Tip Lady was right there.
That's a brave tackle by Oslin, if that was indeed her, considering she already has a yellow card in this game. And anytime you run with that slide tackle in the box, you risk disaster striking. As Lukens is able to get up and quickly make a nice play. 10 seconds to go in the half.
It was indeed Oslin.
So the whistles will blow. The teams will go to the sidelines. And that does it for this first half of soccer action. It's the Saints of Siena Heights 1, U-Pike nothing. We're back here in about 15 minutes with the second half. Everyone, you are tuned in to the Thomas More Saints Sports Network.
It's always been a part of me to fight for those who couldn't fight for themselves. Whether on my block or around the world. My name is First Lieutenant King, and I move toward the sounds of those who are in need of help.
The few, the proud, the Marines.
Around the world, around the clock, in defense of all we hold dear back home, America's Navy.
We are just about ready to go as the clock is winding down, and 45 on the clock. We are set. All right. Getting on with this second half of soccer action. Here in Crestview Hills, Kentucky. It's the U-Pike Bears and the Siena Heights Saints. Currently the score's 1-0. Siena Heights. Siena Heights scored on a penalty kick by Marissa Young. That's the only goal that either team can speak of. Long ball forward. U-Pike trying to defend. Lukens giving chase. She will scoop it up cleanly. And Pikeville trying not to fall to 3-2 on the year. Now a quick chip through. Oh, what a great ball. Can they finish? Cross in from Raymer. Third try coming. It's batted away. Lukens just swung her right hand at it. It bounced off of Webb, and then Lukens able to fall on it, snuffing out the attack, keeping it at 1-0. Siena Heights to throw in. A good ball won by Siena Heights Raymer. And she'll cross forward looking for Broman. Broman maybe going to look to take a touch with the left. Now a strike on. Ball bouncing around. Cleared away quickly by U-Pike. Danger still present and then squandered. As coming in and blasting that ball away was Morgan Llewellyn. Llewellyn out of LaPorte, Indiana. And just sent that ball off to the right. Broman again. Broman, some nice footwork, working to her right, losing possession, and U-Pike will clear it away. They're also going to award a free kick for U-Pike as Broman gets whistled for the foul. Foul on U-Pike. Chance coming for Siena Heights. They can go up 2-0. That certainly would be a nice boost for them. To take it, the goal scorer, Marissa Young. Free kick coming. It's a low one that's going to be brought in by the keeper. Good job by Lukens to take care of business. We welcome back to the booth Michael Pagano. Put out any fires lately, Mike?
That wasn't too bad. Just had to make sure we knew who exactly was on the field, and we got it figured out.
Michael, our sports information man on a mission. But thankfully, it seems like you all got it taken care of.
Ooh, it was a good-looking opportunity for Siena Heights. That was 26 on the shot, but it was wide left.
Sarah Ammon not really taking much of a extra touch there. Just firing away and not able to connect. But still, they're enjoying this lead that they've maintained for a majority of this contest. Just over 39 to go.
Yeah, they're up to 13 shots now, are the Saints, with 8 on goal. Still just 1 for the Bears, with it being on goal.
Got a throw-in coming for U-Pike, kind of in a tricky situation. Doesn't seem like Siena Heights is going to press too much defensively. Now with a little bit of space to run, we've got Parker Cheney. Ends up having it taken away by U-Pike, but a throw-in will now commence. A long shot taken, but again, wide right. No one really, I think, expected that one to be anywhere close, not even taking a touch. She had space to, Michael, but I guess she was in a hurry to find the net.
Yeah, that was Morgan Llewellyn who had that shot, as we're going to get a stoppage of time. Not sure if they want us to stop the clock here or not. I haven't seen a signal.
The captains have been called forward, had a stern talking to, and we'll get back to it.
They're going to let him play. Thought it might be a foul there on Siena Heights, but nothing.
And they'll let it go out of bounds. Throw in for Siena Heights in what has been kind of an odd game. No rhythm really for either team. Only goal being that of a penalty kick. And neither team has been really that threatening. I guess Siena Heights has been a little more threatening to U Pike in a few situations. We saw a ball go into the net off of a U Pike player even. But an offside flag ended up bringing it back and keeping the game at 1-0.
Yeah, Nate, that goal for the Saints came all the way back in the 16th minute of this game.
Ball's crossed long and away. Goal kick coming. Siena Heights still pushing the pace. Good cross in, taking one touch. Now a little skip hop up to the keeper in Lukens. She was able to just punch it away. It'll be a corner kick coming for Siena Heights.
Yeah, I believe it was number 22 it was Young, Marissa Young, who tried to get the touch on that one. Like you said, it ends up being a corner.
And here it is. Oh, ball is over the head of Lukens. Lukens ends up getting tangled up with a Siena Heights Saint, and the officials blow the whistle. So a foul on the Saints will give a goal kick to the Bears. Long ball played forward to Cheney. Here's Cheney now. Cheney with a chance and a nice diving save by Lukens, fully extending to the right. Not sure if she had to, as that ball I think might have been going out of play, but better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, obviously, as the keeper, you want to make sure that you do your best to just swarm the ball and make sure it doesn't go in, obviously. But, yeah, I mean, rather be safe than sorry for sure. But Siena Heights definitely putting the pressure on the Bears so far early on in the second half. Had a lot of opportunities. It's been on the Bears side of the field pretty much the whole entire half so far.
Broman was able to put a good crossover, but no one was home on the back post. Another goal kick coming.
Credit Lukin. She's been playing a good, solid game. I mean, really just throw out that PK. She's been playing real well.
And now a long shot. Lukin again able to settle under it and make the catch.
That was a reamer going for a long shot there, but nothing doing. Saints with a good opportunity, and good save by Elizabeth Lukens, able to kick that one off to her right. That was Cheney again off her left foot. It's going to be a corner for the Saints.
And Lucan has been doing enough to keep this at 1-0, but I wonder, Siena Heights really not showing much as far as really testing her. She doesn't go as horizontally left to right. She's been able to stay, for the most part, save a couple of nice dives. She's been able to be pretty much straight up on the ball.
That was a heck of a corner. It made Lukens come out of her spot and bat it away, and then the Saints, not quite that sure on the number, had another opportunity, but it was blocked.
Yeah, and maybe they are putting a lot of good shots on Lukens, and Lukens is just making it look so easy. Maybe she's the one who's doing a really phenomenal job that's just making it seem as if the other team has not been making it that hard on her. Still, though, Siena Heights, the Saints, doing a great job of holding this 1-0 lead. And U-Pike, as far as their attack is concerned, it has been basically non-existent yet again. We saw them put up an abysmal performance against Madonna offensively, where they weren't even able to muster a shot. And now today, seems like that's kind of the same situation.
Yeah, the Saints are up to 19 shots with 12 on goal. But yeah, they are definitely being the dominant ones here, Siena Heights is. And Pikeville really hasn't played poorly this game. I mean, like we said, they had the one PK. Other than that, but it's just they haven't really garnered any opportunities themselves. In fact, they've had one, and it was one shot on goal. And so it's just tough when you're on your side of the field the whole entire game. But if you're the Bears, you got to just keep a level head and just realize, hey, we're only down 1-0 in this game. We still have an opportunity to win.
See how long the defense can hold out as Lukens able to make the catch. Nothing she can't handle. We've got 30 minutes and a couple of seconds left in regulation. Talked to Marcus Walker, head coach at Thomas More University, after their win. Asked him about overtime rules and whether the NAI and the NCAA are in sync with their rule changes, and indeed they are. There is no overtime played in all collegiate soccer. It is now a straight up 90 minutes. Lukens knocks down another try.
So my question becomes then, when it comes to the postseason and you play, do you go straight into PKs then?
I don't believe. Well, actually, I'm not sure. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We'll worry about the postseason when we get to it.
That's an interesting question, though, because I know I've seen a couple of games where you got to play your overtime, then you go into your PKs in the postseason. Just I wonder if they go straight into PKs. Ooh, that was a good-looking shot. That was number 22, Young again, but another good job by Lukens. I'm not 100% sure if it would have caught the top end of the net or not, but Lukens got a hand on it and bounced over the top of the net. It might have found it had Lukens not got the hand on it, but nonetheless, it's going to be another corner for Siena Heights. Trying to see who that is. It's going to be number 11. It's Fisher.
Ball's headed away. Not bad. Not a bad take, but again, U-Pike bending, not breaking. I've got something on the overtime rules during the postseason as Reamer can't quite get it in. Nice save by, is that Webb, I believe, for U-Pike, able to get in front of that ball?
I believe that is, I want to say that's number 30, or I'm not 100% sure on the number. It might be number 20. But nonetheless, that was a great shot by Reamer, but it was blocked. Bears continuing to do a good job. I think it's going to be another corner for Siena Heights.
I think it will be. So in conference tournaments and postseason games, the sudden victory component, where it was like you score the first goal, it's over, that has been eliminated. And now in the playoffs, you will play 2 10-minute periods. If it is still tied, then you go to penalty kicks.
Yeah, I figured they weren't just going to go straight up into penalty kicks. I thought that'd be weird. That's cool. That's the one cool thing, or a cool thing about soccer is it's like once you get in the postseason, I think that was Reamer again, is like PKs, that's like the ultimate deciding thing in like all of sports that I can think of. I'm sure I'm wrong on saying that, but like PKs I think are awesome when you get to go to that point.
It's like in hockey, you have like a shootout or something.
That's
like
true, and also in field hockey you have a similar thing. I don't know if they call it PKs or not, but you do go into that eventually.
As far as mainstream sports are concerned, I don't want to throw any shade toward field hockey, but obviously soccer and hockey a little more well known in sports in general, I would argue.
I can't think of they don't call it PKs in field hockey. I can't think of what it is. I'll come up with it eventually.
So Broman work forward looking for Young. To the middle, a one-strike shot that goes in. Siena Heights now up 2-0. Thanks to the double deuce work from Marissa Young. She ends up taking a little one-time shot, goes right on in past Lukens, and it is 2-0. Marissa Young doing a great job of really testing the keeper. I was mentioning how there weren't too many opportunities where Siena Heights forced Lukens to dive and necessarily dive to her left or right. That time, she tried the keeper's left side, and Lukens just a step short. A wide open shot goes right on by. Nice job by Siena Heights as they're now very much in control with 26 minutes to go. Ball's been volleyed forward and easily taken in by keeper for Siena Heights. Haven't had to say her name a lot today, Rachel Lynch. Maybe another try for Siena Heights. Cleared away by U-Pike. But now handled again nicely. Under 25 to go. Reamer has it knocked away. Throw in coming for Siena Heights.
So I know all you folks are very excited. I did figure out what they call a PK situation in field hockey. It's called penalty strokes. I knew it was something different than penalty kicks, called penalty strokes, which I guess that makes sense considering you're not actually kicking it in field hockey. That just dawned on me right there. But penalty strokes, I knew it was different.
You learn something new definitely every day as we've got a corner kick coming for Siena Heights. I never in a million years would have guessed that. A nice little combination, of course, soccer and hockey. And then, of course, a few other rule changes as well, I'm sure. Siena Heights take this corner. About 23 and a half minutes to go. They're looking to go up 3-0. And Alyssa Fisher is the one to take it. Here it is. It's a bit of a long cross from the corner. It rallies around and it goes in. Another goal for Siena Heights.
I want to say that's number 6 for Siena Heights.
Mackenzie Stenzel, yep. That ended up being the final one to touch it. Looks like they're going to award the assist to Fisher. $3-0. Wow. So now U-Pike down 3-0. On the verge of getting ran off their feet yet again. Tough loss against Madonna 2 days ago, and heading back to the 606, U-Pike's going to have to make sure that it's gut check time for them, right? They got to pick up a couple more wins before they get into conference play. Not let the season get away from you. For Siena Heights, what a boost this should be. They're able to hold on for the last 22 minutes and win. Should be their first win of the year. A team that's been knocking on the door but hasn't quite been able to get through to actually hang up a W in the win column.
I believe that foul's going to go on number 12 for Siena Heights. That's Tip Lady. It's going to give the Bears the ball right at the midfield line. Maybe at the 49, not the 50. 49 and a half.
And again, nothing that Rachel Lynch can't handle. She's able to get off to her left side and gather it in. U-Pike doing a good job to win that first ball, but they can't handle the second. Is immediately working down the left side is Parker Cheney. Raymer. Now maybe a try again for Tip Lady. Left-footed attack, not going to work Lukens at all.
Yeah, that was Emmert on the shot there for Siena Heights as we're nearing the 20-minute mark. So we'll check out the schedules here coming up for both these teams in just a minute. For the Bears, they're going to have a week off before they play Weber International, who's actually going to be making one heck of a trip up to Pikeville. I'm surprised they're coming all the way there. So they're coming all the way from Florida to take on Pikeville on September 11th. Confirm this the right Weber International I'm thinking of. It sure is. They are certainly coming from Florida. And then after that, they will be playing at Abe Maria. And then they'll be playing at Warner before they play their first home game, or no, their first Mid-South Conference game when they go to Bethel, which that's one heck of a trip. I know that. I know it's about like an 8-hour-ish trip from Pikeville to get to Bethel.
Out in what, McKenzie, Tennessee? Is
McKenzie,
that what they're at?
Tennessee. Yeah. It is a hike. I've been told that and Freed Hardeman, I've been told from Pikeville, is not an easy trip. I feel really bad for our volleyball, the volleyball team at Pikeville. Last year, they went all the way. Let's think here. How'd that go down? I'm pretty sure the first game got postponed against Bethel. And then they made the trip all the way out to Bethel. I can't think of the exact date. But then the officials, there was no referees that showed up. So they didn't even play. Despite the Bears making an 8-hour trip, they didn't have any officials to play. And it was – but they did get a forfeit victory, but I felt so bad for their head coach that he had to make the trip all the way up there for nothing.
Yeah, that sounds like a horrendous mismanagement on someone's part. I don't know exactly who, but to not have officials ready. And I know, last year during the fall, still with some COVID restrictions in place and some people not being able to make it or people just not feeling comfortable in making it, whatever the case may have been. To not have officials for a collegiate game, that's pretty abysmal.
And then for Siena Heights, they play on September 8th against Indiana Kokomo. And they play Huntington on September 10th. And then they play Bethel, but in Indiana, on September 14th. Those are their next few matchups after this one.
So they'll have a chance to build on their what will be a winning streak after the regulation of this game has run its full course. Looking forward to having a nice, relaxing Labor Day tomorrow. Hope all of you are able to do the same. These teams will head home tonight, each of them making probably about, a 4-hour drive or so. Pikeville heading back to eastern Kentucky, and Siena Heights making their way up to Adrian, Michigan. Madonna, I'm sure they've already hit the road. Probably stopping somewhere to get something to eat and then getting north up I-75. We've got 5 substitutions coming in for Siena Heights. Under 17 minutes to go. They're looking to see this one out. Ball's out of play. Throw-in coming for UPike. We're looking to do something, anything, to get some momentum in this one. Probably the week off will do them some good after getting beat up a bit by these Michigan teams. Giving chase is Herder. Alex Herder trying to cross over, but it was deflected by a Siena Heights Saint. Nice lob forward. Webb is creeping toward the ball, but zooming in and quite loudly yelling was Elizabeth Lukens, telling Webb, "That's mine. I got it." She's able to secure it and punt it away. Siena Heights trying to win the second and third touch, just not quite fast enough to get it past Lukens. She'll kick it out of bounds, and a throw-in will come over on the right side, looking like it's Julia Van Kopenol. Van Kopenol. Where's she out of? It's like Macomb, Michigan. rolls off of Siena Heights for a goal kick. Yeah, been kind of a ho-hum game. Not really much to get too excited about. Siena Heights has been in control basically for the entirety of this contest. Now, I know for Siena Heights fans, they're like, finally. It's like walking in the desert and they finally get some rain. Finally a win. And this team, Siena Heights, I'm sure will have a number of more wins throughout this year. Just haven't quite been able to get the result that they were desiring. That all changed today as Lucan will let it bounce out of bounds. Goal kick coming. For you, Pike, just try not to get hurt. Don't get anyone hurt. Just see it out. Take your beating and regroup. Because, again, this is a team with a new coach, Logan Langseth, in his first year. He's got a bright future, I'm sure, ahead of him at the University of Pikeville. That's a great ball forward. But they're going to say it was just out of bounds, out of the reach of Van Kopenal. Nice take by Siena Heights. As they may try to match their counterparts from Michigan's score against Pikeville. Need one more goal to do it. Although same situation applies for Siena Heights. Don't want to see anyone get hurt. Just want to see a safe trip back north to Adrian. Enjoy a couple of days of rest. Get back refocused. Couple of subs in for Siena Heights. Looks to me like Ali Belisico, along with Gia Diaz, are in. $11:15 to run. Low ball sent forward. Maybe this is something that U-Pike can build on. But Siena Heights defense, they've stayed pretty fresh. They haven't had to be worked at all this entire game. And now that we're getting toward the latter half of the second half, and we're entering the final furlong, if you will, you'll see that those defenders, if they start getting challenged, they're going to be ready for it because they haven't been running much all game long. Now a touch in, grinding for it. Oh, a nice save. Finally, U-Pike applying pressure and a fine, oh my goodness, finally they get it in. Alex Herder able to score off the ricochet. As I'm saying how fresh Siena Heights defense is, U-Pike didn't care. They pounded right back. Had 3 different tries at goal, and finally Alex Herder drives the right foot in for a score. Still probably out of reach to catch Siena Heights. Ball's out of play. U-Pike. If they are to net one more goal, it would certainly make things interesting. I don't see that happening. Crazier things have happened, of course, but Siena Heights, now without the clean sheets, be something maybe for them to go back to the video and take a look at what went right, what went wrong to allow U-Pike to score.
So that was 10 with what looked to be a shot there for Siena Heights. That was Ali Balasico. But yeah, that was some great stuff there by U-Pike. I mean, I thought for a second there that Siena Heights might get out of it unscathed, but it was, let's see, it was number 12 for them. It was Tibbs, and then it was Ellie Webb, and then it was Herder. So good stuff, and they get the goal, their first of the weekend.
Now a try maybe on the left side. Siena Heights going to have to wait for the corner kick. Corner coming. It's a low corner. Nice job by Webb to get that out in front.
Yeah, the Bears have an opportunity here, but it's going to be snuffed out, at least for the moment, by the Saints.
Yeah, the Bears, they're playing with a bit of intensity. My biggest question is, where was this the whole time? They're going to have to see if they can close late to beat a tough Siena Heights team. Alex Herder playing inspired at the moment. She's looking to will her team back into contention, still down multiple scores.
Yeah, but like you said, they are certainly playing with a lot of intensity here over these last couple minutes.
Clock continues to tick as the throw-in will then lead to a foul against Siena Heights. U-Pike with another chance. Another chance, Siena Heights to clear it away. It's puzzling to me how U-Pike now suddenly is able to find success.
Yeah, that was a great shot by Ellie Webb. I thought for a second it was going to sneak in there, but a good job by Lynch, able to just get enough of a hand on it and kick it off to her right. But yeah, like you said, the Bears are firing now. That was number 26 with another shot. That's
Keisha Larson.
Keisha Larson.
Clock has stopped. We've got a few substitutions, and is someone down? It looks like someone is for U-Pike. Very slow to get up is Brickell Tibbs. She's going to be, is she going to be helped off the field? Oh no, hope she is okay. Hope we can see her back sometime soon. She'll be subbed off. She is walking with a little bit of assistance, but mostly under her own power. We hope she can, if not return in this game, be good to go next time out for U-Pike. Foul called on Siena Heights. Under 6 to go. U-Pike holding on to a thread of hope. It's only a thread, but there is some hope, at least for the Bears. Long free kick goes over the crossbars and well out of play. Just not very well placed. There's a couple more substitutions come on for Siena Heights as they're trying to see out this 3-1 victory that should be in hand, but it should have been in hand. But U-Pike not quite saying no. Siena Heights maybe with a chance coming forward. To the middle, second try coming, one touch, not there, cleared by U-Pike.
Yeah, a couple good looks there for Siena Heights, but nothing doing. That was Maddie Morris who had the shot, but it was blocked. As we're down to 4 minutes and just about 15 seconds left.
Yeah, this I don't see. Really, this entire game, I have not seen U-Pike really with much of a chance to win. They had a little bit of hope after their first goal, but I'm thinking ultimately, Michael, that at the end of this game, Coach Langseth and his team will be able to go back and look at what they were really doing right in the last 15 minutes of this game, and how they can maybe replicate that going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you definitely had a lot of bright spots there in these last couple of minutes. I mean, they manufactured that goal relatively quickly. They had 3 great shots, and Herder was the one that ultimately was able to get the goal. But then Ellie Webb came down, and she got a really good look. It was a great save by Lynch, but you still get a good look. And right now they're trying to work it down the field. I don't know if it's Siena Heights, like, back and pumping the brakes a little bit, or if U-Pike really is just bringing a lot of intensity. But nonetheless, like you said, they just got to look at this and take it and see what they can do with the games going forward.
Throw in for Siena Heights now with 3 minutes to go.
As that's a good shot there from Riley Henkel, but a good save by Elizabeth Lukens. Lukens has definitely made quite a few saves in this one. She has 15 now for the Bears. 16 now on 19 shots. 19 shots on goal, 27 shots total. The Bears are up to 7 shots with 4 on goal. As we're going to have a sub for the Bears. Number 20 is going to come out.
That's Jace Buckner. We'll have to make an exit.
Looks like Riley Collette, I do believe, is going to be the one checking in for the Bears.
Here's a throw in from Ellie Webb. Okay, good aggressiveness by U-Pike, but
yeah, looking for Lauren Johnson there, but just a little bit out of her reach. And Lynch is going to have her goal kick, and we're down to 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, just a little too late for U-Pike. They are going to hit the last goal of the game, assuming nothing crazy happens in the next minute 20.
Siena Heights not backing off, though. That's for sure. They're going to have another good look. Not able to get a shot off, almost off of a hand. Still trying to get a shot.
I like the cross by Reamer, definitely, but after that, no luck for the Saints. 90 seconds to go as Herder will look forward. Had a good idea, just couldn't execute properly.
Yeah, trying to play a through ball to Lily Klusner there, but
I think we've also got a JV match coming up after this one, Michael. Of course, that's not going to be broadcasted on the Saints Sports Network, but there's even more soccer, I think, going to be played here this afternoon.
Yes, I believe it's the Siena Heights team going up against UC Claremont.
Interesting. All right. UC Claremont getting a chance to work against Siena Heights. That exhibition match. Here's a chance. It is on goal and blocked away. Nearly the fourth goal of the game for Siena Heights. As we've got 33 seconds left to go.
There are 30 seconds remaining.
"20 seconds now as they're taking their sweet time on this corner kick. We'll see if they're able to net anything. One last try. Reamer's the one who will take it.
10,
Reamer
9, 8,
volleys it forward.
7,
A nice
6,
corner
5,
kick.
4,
Last opportunity.
3,
3 seconds to
2,
go. It
1.
is blocked away, but that does it. Siena Heights gets the win 3-1 over the U Pike Bears. Siena Heights improves their season record now to 1-2, and the Bears drop their second straight. They are now 3-2 on the season. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to this full day of soccer on the Saints Sports Network. For my broadcast partner, Michael Pagano, my name is Nate Metz. I will catch you all next time